Thanks for joining me on the Servant Minded Leadership channel. What are your priorities? Real question, what is it that is most important to you? Many people might say family or faith or a club or group that they're a part of, maybe personal development, and yes, even career. And yet what I find is that for many leaders, there is a paradox between what we say are our priorities and what our actions reveal them to actually be. You see, you want to know what's important to you. It's very easy to learn that, and it's not by asking what you think should be important to you. It's rather by looking at how do I use my time? How is my time invested day in and day out? And that will define very quickly for me what's really important. Why? Well, because our true priorities will dictate our actions. But it doesn't just end there, and this is why it's so important. Those actions are going to create an impact. And what's really scary is that impact will define our legacy. Priorities, actions, impact, legacy. What's important to us? I cannot claim that my family is most important if I'm putting all of my best time and energy into work. And here's what's interesting about that. If I say that my family is most important, but my actions reveal that work is most important, I'm engaging in something known as cognitive dissonance, where I'm having to try to tether two different truths that neither one is actually manifesting as accurate, and it tears me apart, and neither work nor my family actually gets the best version of John. So our call to action today as leaders is very simple. Many people have recommended that we write a eulogy. What is it that we want people to say about us at the end of our life? What legacy do we want to leave? Because if we can define that, write that out, then we can work our way backward to what we need to do to make that a reality. You can do that if you want. I'm going to ask for something slightly less morbid than writing out your own obituary or eulogy. I just want you to ask, what is it that I want to be important to me? And what do I need to do to reflect that in my schedule? Hey, your family can be number one and you can still go to work, because guess what? Someone has to feed the family. But is work taking away every ounce of strength and your family gets a shell of the man or woman that you could be? Or is work not getting anything? You're so family oriented, that's great, but you're not going to be able to hold a job because you're not actually present. You're not actually adding any value to the market, and so people are not willing to pay you. If you're in leadership, the chances are, like most of us, you're going to edge toward the work side of things. And I get that, and I admire that. I tend there myself. But what are our priorities? What's important? What do we need to do to make sure that the real priorities that we want to have are reflected in our actions, so that that's the impact we leave and the legacy that we create? Thank you for joining us today on the Servant Minded Leadership channel. What are your priorities? I believe defining those clearly and gaining a game plan for how we're going to execute on those will help us to be leaders who are ready to change the world.